What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, today we're actually going to be discussing some pretty darn positive news for Battlefield 2042. I think you guys will really enjoy today's commentary, but very quickly before we get into that, I do want to let you guys know that on every single Saturday, we go ahead and do an old school Call of Duty stream. So today, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, if you guys want to tune in, we're going to be playing every game from Call of Duty 2. Yes, the original, the OG Call of Duty 2, all the way up to Black Ops 2, one of the GOATs of the whole franchise. And sometimes, if I'm feeling a little good and I want to torture myself a bit, I branch off to games like Call of Duty Ghost and even up to the Jetpack CODs as well. But if you guys want to be a part of that and just see how Call of Duty is holding up current date, then by all means tune into the live stream. Like I said, it starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. But ladies and gentlemen, today I have two bits of information, which, like I said in the very beginning of this video, I think you all will really enjoy what I'm about to say here. Now, to start it all off, as you see here, with the gameplay in front of your own eyes, yes, DICE has surprisingly decided to keep Flashback Conquest in the Portal playlist. Now, for those who don't know, it's been an on and off thing here. DICE has been very picky and annoying when it comes to their Portal playlist. Now, again, I do understand where they're coming from. You know, they want to go ahead and have people come back to their game because of fresh new game modes, but the problem that we had here is that they kept removing the modes that the fans and the community actually enjoyed. Flashback Conquest, including Rush as well, and Infantry Conquest, all of these game modes are extremely popular when it comes to Battlefield 2042, and for a lot of individuals, including myself, it's one of the only ways to really enjoy this game, you know? It's nothing against the developers and the work that they're trying to do right now. I know they're working very hard. I mean, 400 plus bug fixes is absolutely no joke, but in its current state still, along with the specialist and the horrifying, core maps, it's a lot of issues that really hold back the experience from being something fantastic. So one of the main ways that we, the community, the hardcore Battlefield fans, can actually enjoy this game is through these game modes in Portal. Like you see right here, Flashback Conquest. And they kept removing them, but thank goodness, thank you all as well, each and every one of you guys who were up in the comment section of my videos and also just sharing their opinions on blog posts and on Twitter. We have finally got our voices heard. I was a little worried that not too many people were going to be talking about it, but apparently, according to DICE, Flashback Conquest and Infantry Conquest are some of the most populated and popular modes that the game currently has right now. If you look at this tweet right here, they actually said it on their Battlefield Direct Communication page. They said, "These two featured experiences are proving popular, and we want to continue to deliver experiences you enjoy playing. As of today, we plan to include either Flashback Conquest or Infantry Conquest in each Battlefield Portal rotation update for the foreseeable future." Now, the reason that this is fantastic information is that no matter what, mistake they make down the road when it comes to, creative game modes or whatever they decide to do, they can go as wild as they want. We know for a fact there will be something reliable that we can fall back on if, of course, those game modes turn out to be absolute booty cheeks. But that's one of the biggest problems with this game. Portal, the rotation of game modes, there are some really solid ones hidden in there, but they keep removing them and filtering in new game modes, and it just doesn't suit the game too well. Because then, guess where all the fans have to go? All-out warfare. We all have to fall back to the core experience of the game, which shouldn't be a problem, but it is a problem. A lot of us have really big issues when it comes to all-out warfare, everybody for their own specific reason. I think one of the biggest problems with it is just simply the map designs. Like I said a little bit earlier, the maps just aren't well designed. It hurts to say, but they really are not, and they can add as much cover as they want. We'll have to test that out in the future. We'll see. It could potentially fix everything, but I just don't think adding cover will simply fix all the problems we have. They're just massively designed. The developers 110% wanted the scale of these maps to be huge, and I don't think they were properly tested for the correct player count the game is for, 128 players. Even though 128 players sounds, huge, ginormous, I don't think it fits the actual pacing. But when you go over to here, Flashback Conquest, we're playing 64 players right here. But because the old school maps, the OG maps from some of the best Battlefield games out there, are so well put together and so well designed, especially for Conquest, you get twice to 3 times the amount of action in this game mode than you do in all-out warfare. So, seeing that this mode, including, Infantry Conquest, and hopefully Rush as well, all these modes should be permanent additions. Because until they can build the game up to that point where potentially we'll come back and maybe play the game, until we get there, we need something to play. And this game mode is exactly that. I can easily go ahead and grind out my challenges, my weekly challenges. I will grind out my level. I will grind out clips. I'll just simply enjoy your game as long as this mode is implemented into the cycle. And I know I've said this multiple times in the past, but I mean, As we see right here, the more we say it, the better, right? You know, it's a better chance the developers will be able to hear our voices if we go ahead and voice them over and over and over again. But please, if you can, put these maps in the rotation of 64-player Conquest. That would work so perfectly because it would add content to the overall game. I mean, let's be realistic here. That's pretty much all this game mode is. It's 64-player Conquest that you would play in All-Out Warfare because all the same Battlefield 2042 vehicles are there, all the same specialists are there, all the same equipment is there. It's literally Battlefield 2042, but that's on the old school maps, so realistically, why not just add the old school maps to All-Out Warfare? Slap them into the 64-player Conquest lobby. Shoot, it would make the rotation so much more playable. Because, yeah, I guess we would have to deal with the original maps after I just said that they weren't that amazing, but it would still add variety, and it wouldn't always have to consistently be the bad maps I don't enjoy. And with all honesty, the maps play a lot better on 64 players than they do on 128, depending on the map that you want to play on, of course. And also, I do want to make it clear, Breakthrough plays perfectly fine on 128 players because it's only 2 objectives that you have to push or defend. But when it comes to the big maps on Conquest where it's multiple flags, 64 is much better than 128. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's just the first bit of information that I had for you guys. The second bit of information is the new weekly challenge, and in my personal opinion, the direction this game is starting to take. In the very beginning, we all knew that the direction of the game was supposed to be extremely stupidly corny. I mean, they were going to be selling us the most absurd, insane stuff in the store, along with the battle pass, you know, including clown skins and all this garbage. We all were expecting a completely different game. But do you guys remember when Vince Zampella, and I don't know why, I think his name is Marcus, I always forget the guy that was from the Halo universe, that came over to lead Battlefield 2042. They're the new head developers of this game right now, of this franchise. And a lot of people, including myself, kind of thought, they're probably not going to be able to do anything until later Battlefield games, right? You know, they're just coming in fresh. They probably still have to settle in, and they got to get their stuff down. It'll probably be the next Battlefield game. But in my personal opinion, they are affecting the current day Battlefield vibes. Because, again, remember the direction this game was taking before? And now look at the direction it's taking now. Every single skin that we have obtained has been exactly what we asked for as the community. I can understand if you're still furious at the game, but you cannot deny the fact that we have all begged for this type of, you know, authenticity, realism, and just still a very clean looking skin from the Battlefield developers. And after all that time, it seems like they're finally addressing the situation. The weapon camos, the character camos, the vehicle camos, everything is slowly becoming much more better and starting to feel a little bit more like Battlefield. Again, it is a near futuristic game, so we're not going to be seeing the most, you know, grounded, you know, current day skins out there. We're going to see probably some more fancier things in the future, but again, as long as it fits into the futuristic vibes of this game, I'm fine. Like the McKay skin, you know, that looks very futuristic. The one for all the gold plus edition people who paid $80+ for the game. You know, the Apology skin. That skin looks phenomenal. It looks great, but it's very near futuristic. It's not grounded. You're not going to be seeing anybody running around on the battlefield probably current day looking like that. But still, can I see it in Battlefield 2042? Does it fit on the battlegrounds here? Yes, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the attention to detail on making sure that the vibes that we all want as the community could potentially come alive. Now, with all honesty, all we had to do at this point is just remove the corny specialist phrases, fix the map designs and stuff like that, and possibly, maybe possibly, the community will return if you could bring back the class system as well. But it's going to get to a point where you're not even going to be able to notice the specialists, right? All the specialists are going to have these insane epic skins that are going to cover their whole bodies, which I think is going to be the point that they're doing here. You know, everybody doesn't want specialists in the game, so they're like, okay, how can we remove specialists without getting sued, you know? I got it. Let's just release a bunch of skins that cover their whole face, their whole body, and stuff like that, so you can't even tell they're a specialist. They just look like a normal soldier, and honestly, I am cool with that. That's perfectly fine with me. I just really hope the developers don't forget about us with the class system. That's a very crucial, you know, we've talked about it many times, but it really is a deciding point for a lot of individuals out there. There's some people who will literally not touch this game or return until you fix the class system. So I think that should be definitely one of the top priorities for the DICE development team. But at the end of the day, I gotta say, I am pretty impressed with how the developers are handling the community feedback right now. They're listening to us about the maps, they're hopefully listening to us about the specialists, and they are definitely listening to us about the vibes that this game is rubbing off on us, especially when it comes to the skins that are being produced with the weekly challenges. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like, bums, I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, you want to chat with me, there's two ways to do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both the link down in the description. And also, you want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.